Sawadika. Thank you for coming to our channel and watching us today. It's Lauren.
Deshaun,
Today we're going to talk about why we quit our 170K salary jobs.
in America.
Yeah, why we quit America?
Stay tuned. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in advance. Hope you watched the whole video. We're getting closer to our 1,000 subs. So please keep subbing, please keep subbing, please keep subbing as we continue to give you more content and pour into your life. So I just want to get that out the way and then talk about, kind of why we're here and, our reason from departing America, going to Jamaica for a little bit, now being in Thailand, and why we quit, the potential to make
more money,
a couple $100,000 a year.
He was on the verge of getting a promotion. It sounds crazy that we wanted to leave something that was so comfortable.
Yeah.
In a way.
That we were used to.
Yeah.
I would say, because I think, even when people are in bad relationships or they're in a bad job or they're like overweight, like the comfortability is like a soft word for just being used to something and not wanting to change.
Yeah.
Now we weren't not uncomfortable, but still, again,
we were still paycheck to paycheck. We had like a little bit of money saved up.
We were going to start, exceeding $200,000 a year, us working full time with our 2 rentals. So we were gonna get to that point. And in my, I guess, career, as long as the market and clientele, the whole bead government, I was in telecommunications. As long as that kept strong, I mean, there would have been a lot of outlook for further advancement, where in the next, 3 or 4 years, myself, I could be making, $250,000 or more. So why would you leave that, and all the benefits that come to it?
Why would you leave that and have no money?
Yeah. And,
no money coming in.
And make extremely, extremely less. Well, the reason for me was flexibility in my day-to-day. I was working on average of 12 hours. It could be anywhere from 10 hours on an easier day up to 14 or 15 hours, whether it's remote solely or with travel, depending if I had to go to the office, the warehouse, project sites.
He was remote some days, and then he left to go to the office others.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's about 12-hour days.
Yeah, average 12-hour days. So that...
Monday through Saturday?
Monday, yeah. Yeah. Monday through Friday. It was mostly Monday through Friday. The phone would still ring Saturdays. I just have to be cognizant of not answering. But how my work was set up, the more I don't answer, the more things don't get done.
Right.
But the more I answer, the more things don't get done because I have sole responsibility. So without getting into too much detail on my day-to-day with work, on either end, the work-life balance was losing its ratio.
Yeah.
On that balance part.
I was doing customer service, so that is, I was taking calls for Medicaid and Medicare healthcare. So it was always an 8-hour shift that I was originally set for. It can always go over, of course, so it could be, some days where I'm working 9, maybe 10 hours. It just depends on what's happening on my last call. Obviously making way less than him. So it was, in my opinion, not as stressful as what he had going on, but it was still stressful. Always having to deal, if you ever worked a customer service job, remote, so calls coming in, emails coming in, people are only contacting you because they're upset. Right. So in a while, it was really getting overwhelming for me. People were always venting to me about how terrible their lives were. It was kind of depressing. People were always upset, so that was not, pleasant. So it was a lot mentally. So the reason why I left was because of the mental stress that I had dealing with people who it never seemed like I could actually really help them.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
that was my goal, is to help you, but I was never really able to help you. It was kind of always getting the runaround. If you know anything about healthcare, we never could really give you a solution. It's just let's just do this today, and then tomorrow will be another issue. So I was getting tired of that. I didn't like always having to tell customers or members bad news. So
Right.
that was my reasoning.
Yeah. And I think altogether is we weren't
Free.
free, but it wasn't just us in the house. We have our
Right.
2 kids.
Yeah.
So you have to factor in both full-time work. I always work overtime even though I'm salary. So
Yes.
I don't just work 8 hours.
And I was hourly, still working overtime certain days, just depending on the day.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of lack with the children, because we're working and we're tired when we get off of work. When the kids come home from school and daycare, they want all of our attention. And that's the time when I want to close my eyes and rest.
Right.
So it was a lot of that too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it was that, and then the freedom of not being able to, if the kids have a dentist appointment, I'm not able to just take off whenever, because I have to factor in when other people are off.
Right.
So it was that.
Yeah. I mean, it's the ability, the flexibility, freedom. I mean, that's a branch. It could branch off to different things.
Right.
The ability to eat better, the ability to be more active.
Right, that too.
You know, the ability to, you know, if we made enough money to be more, you know, in a better position to pay bills, save and invest, the ability to spend money on things that we want. Like, it was just, you know,
that too.
There was a lot of factors where work was our life, the staple of our life.
And then the extra was the kids.
Right.
And for me personally, I don't like that. I like being a stay-at-home mom and it mainly being about the kids and about my time.
Yeah.
Not having to factor in somebody else, you know, working for somebody else.
Right.
Time I gotta be there, time I gotta get back from break.
Right.
You know, factoring somebody else's, I guess, schedule for me.
Right. Right.
I want my own schedule to do what I want to do whenever I want to do it, you know?
And that's a good segue. I mean, it ties into both not being able to do, not necessarily what we want. It's not like we want to just go pack up and climb and go to Mount Everest, but
I wanted to just pack up and go. I want to be able to just take a trip whenever I want to, because I'm making money. It's my money, and I want to use it to do what I want. And I like traveling. So for me, yeah, I want to just pack up and get on a plane.
I wanted to be able to just be done with work at 5 o'clock.
Right.
Start at 9, be done with 5, if I have to even work 8 hours. Like, before even doing any extracurricular activity, have a set work-life balance. I don't start work till 8 or 9. I get off by 5 or 6. I do this, A, B, C, and D. Because working already 8 or 9 hours is a lot of your time, especially when you have kids.
Yeah.
So in between work, if anything gets out of whack with the schedule, if our son or daughter doesn't feel well in daycare and school, I gotta go pick them up.
Yeah,
so that pushes work. 'Cause I don't clock in and clock out. That pushes work. So before doing anything extracurricular or extravagant, I didn't even already have a decent, I get off this time, I start this time, and I deal with whatever before and after work. Like it's always something going on in the middle of the day.
It was it was really, really tough because I only had a certain amount of days I can use for when the kids are sick.
Right.
And then when I'm sick, I had to work through those days.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you get deeper to it, the whole part with Lauren talking about pouring into someone else's time, you know, worrying about other people's schedule, you know, one, we don't like jobs like that. We're adults. Two, even the most flexible job, you still have to answer to somebody, you know, so you're still pouring in and investing into someone else's goals, vision, and dream.
Yep.
And most of the time, now with my company, you know, with construction telecommunications, you can talk to the executive vice president, you can talk to the CEO, but a lot of these Fortune 500 companies,
Like mine.
Yeah, who have, 10 to 50,000 plus employees.
Yep.
You don't see above,
Yeah.
a district or a director or a branch manager, but you're pouring in to the CEO who's making multi-million dollars,
Yep.
so.
And we not making enough.
Yeah, we're not making enough to be able to save and invest like we want.
Yeah.
Good. How you doing, bro?
Good. How are you?
You come with friend?
No, we were just washing clothes.
Washing?
Yeah, just doing some washing. Yeah.
You're gonna try it.
Yeah, we'll definitely check it out.
Pie every month.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
He
Oh,
likes
nice.
pie.
Oh, yeah, pie's good. That's awesome. Pouring into someone else's vision goals, especially these Fortune 500 companies,
Yeah.
companies that can lay you off and, they barely give you severance. You spend decades, you can get into the whole rabbit hole of work, labor, and all that. This is not that type of video. But the whole premise of it is having more flexibility and time for us,
Yes.
right?
We want to be able to follow our dreams and start our dreams.
Right.
And we need time to do that.
You need time.
So.
And you need to be healthy in doing that. Just being lethargic and sedentary, most of the day, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for the long run.
It wasn't working for us.
Yeah, no.
So that's why we said we're done.
Yeah, so it's just so what are those steps? Like, it's because it's easy just to quit your job, but you got bills, you got all this. So obviously our outlook was being in a place where it was more cost effective to have lower income, but more time on our hands.
Exactly.
So it's like, in 5 years, staying in the States or working in an economy or in a system to where you can be in the 5% of income. Yeah, that's cool. Like outside looking in, you have a house, you have multiple cars, blah 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 blah. You can do this, but for the mental, the physical, the emotional aspect, the benefit of our relationship between us, the benefit of the relationship with our kids.
It was putting a strain on our relationship too, because we don't have as much time.
Yeah.
Like I'm tired at the end of the day of dealing with the kids and then working 9-hour days.
Yeah.
So I have less time to give to him and he for me. So it's your relationship with everybody, for us. So we just had to figure out what was more important. Was it more important to keep paying the mortgage of our house and the little bills, the utility bills that came along with that house? Or was it more important to stop all that, move, and do something that we enjoy?
Right. And do something that's different. Because a lot of people enjoy things even when they're working full-time in America, vice versa, right? Because they look forward to Friday, to go to the mall or to go to the club, they'll drink, right? So we want a little bit more than that because that's redundant in a sense. Because you got to go back to work Monday, even after PTO. If you're off for a week or two,
you
got to go back.
Like,
we want to be done.
So we had to, we figured it out.
Yeah, it just had to be done.
You got to go somewhere where, first you got to start saving some money. You got to start saving money. You got to start disciplining and not putting money places that you don't have to do.
Yeah, that's a really good point and good segue, because I guess the first reason to kind of keep you engaged on this subject a little bit more strategically, why we quit was it's stressful. It's stressful, less time. But a good point Lauren made is, you don't just quit. Like, why do you quit? Well, we had a plan to do that, right? It's being able to save money, being able to invest into something where it can make us some sort of income
discretionary income. So you don't have to work. Get out of America.
Right, when we quit our jobs, right? And then also being able to save something just to maneuver, right?
Yeah.
So
you have to be strategic. And for us, we wrote things down.
Yeah.
We just had to write it all down. So we knew how much it costs. We did research here. We knew how much it costs to live here.
Right.
And then that's how much we need to have. And then what do we have to do for the assets that we have in America to make us, comfortably come over here.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was having the why. Why do you
Yeah.
want to quit? It's stressful. We wanted more time.
Yes.
And then the how. So that's why we
Yeah.
quit, because we also had the how.
Yeah.
And then it's obviously the execution, right?
Exactly.
So, well, because your last day was like July 31st or July 30th, something like that.
It was the 31st.
Yeah, the 31st. My last day was September 5th, because that was the execution. All right, you have a distress, you have a a call to cry. That's our why. We had a how, a plan. We waited on certain dates.
Yeah, and that's
then
why we had to go. We had to go to Jamaica because we couldn't stay in America and save the amount that we needed to get to Thailand, because the plane tickets aren't cheap for four seats.
4 seats, yeah.
So that's why we went to Jamaica. It was also obviously to be with his family before we went to the other side of the world. But yeah, so it was all steps.
Yeah, steps.
There was a purpose for everything that we did.
Yeah, for sure. And and it could be scary, because it's like there's some sort of comfort in having a check come weekly or bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Even sometimes monthly, depending on certain contract jobs people may do, right? But at the end of the day, especially in my opinion, it there's some fact to it. There's a lot of fact to it, with the government shutdown and AI and all this stuff, right? The ability to work long, the longevity to stay on a job is depreciating. It's going away.
Yeah.
There's other.
Because it's hard to keep a job.
It's hard to keep a job, and
unfortunately.
And a lot of we had a little bit, when you make more money, even if you don't spend on consumerism items, because we don't really spend on consumer items like that, our money would be going to invest more. So it's like, invest into stock, or invest into more properties so we could have more passive income. But the more you do that, right, like that's a lot of contingency income that we have to put away, and that can falter, especially on the asset side with residential, with portfolio building from a residential standpoint, buying homes, so it's like we thought about that, and that could be detrimental too, so it's you got to have an idea of like how the market is going, economy is going. So even if you have a great job, if you start living towards that income, whether it's from a consumption base or trying to provide your way into passive income, just putting money out there, you can still hurt yourself when things go south. Obviously, losing money is losing money.
Yep.
So it's just being careful of all that. So there's a lot of things that rolled into, do we stay here? Do we try to go towards that?
Yeah.
Or do we kind of play safer, maybe a little bit easier, fine tune a couple of things for that passive income and go that route?
We could have done that. We could have just stayed in America and then just spent less. As your income increased, we just try and spend less.
Yeah.
But it wasn't going to happen.
It wasn't going to happen. It's stressful.
We would have tried it for a while, and I would have just not been happy.
Yeah.
Because on the weekends is my time to have fun. So the only way you can have fun is if you spend money,
especially
over a certain period of time.
Yeah, over a period of time. Yeah.
Because my stress relief was going on cruises or going on a vacation.
Oh, that's another. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's another good point. I don't want to downplay that.
And you can't do that if you're trying to, spend less because your income increased.
The other thing too, to Lauren's point, is the traveling. Like the why is because that's what we like to do. Yeah. And outside of putting money up, saving it, putting it towards buying property, is being able to see little parts of the world outside of what we're used to.
Yes.
So instead of waiting for PTO to travel, it's like, why not just travel slow? What we realized is, and we would have done this sooner if we kind of sat down and isolated ourselves and thought about it. Because we've done a lot of trips in America and then obviously outside of it. But what we realized is, instead of paying $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 on a trip that was only a week or two, that's income we could be 3 to 6 months somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that's a week or two where we took trips just ourselves.
Yes.
Spending that much.
It was coming up to that much.
For just us.
Just us.
So it's like with our kids.
That was definitely like when we went inside of America.
Yeah. Or a couple weeks on a cruise, right?
Yeah.
One, that shoots your cost of living for the month. So savings depreciate, it's gone quick. So it's like, instead of doing that once or twice a year, we spend the same what we can spend once or twice a year for almost a year living just outside the States.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. It's like, why not just do that?
Thing.
Like, it's just.
Yeah, that's why we just decided we just gonna try it out. We just gotta try it out. And if it didn't work out, we could always come back. So I feel like a thing, because people think about it, they want to do it.
Right.
But I think what scares a lot of people is, well, what if it doesn't work out?
What if it don't? Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, then go back. If you have a passport, a U.S. passport, you can always go back.
And obviously a little money to point A to point B.
For the flight.
Go back,
if you're a single person, it's not that much for a flight. But yeah, you can always go back if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Or you can just try another country.
Or you go somewhere else.
Yeah,
exactly.
you know?
Go somewhere else. So many places.
America will accept you back.
They will, because they need people to work.
They do.
They need people to work.
Yeah, just, you know,
you always go
don't
back.
be scared to try something that no one else has ever, no one else in your circle
a lot of people
has ever done, you know?
Right.
If it's something that you want to do and you have the steps to execute it.
That's another good point. She got all the good points, because I didn't really think this through. But what you just said too is another reason why we did it is because we listen to us.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another reason.
You cannot listen to your friends, your family, your neighbor.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be like,
people deter you. Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Right. You don't speak that language.
Right.
Or you don't know what it's gonna like.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of doubt when you try anything that you have not done.
Or that people haven't done. Other people haven't done. There's a lot of doubt. And that goes into your head. Now, luckily, in our situation, most of people, because our circle is very small, most people's like, "Ooh, wow, that sounds good. Okay, hope it works out." Type situation. It wasn't really negative.
More questions about how we're gonna do it. How was the execution?
I guess how and why, and a little bit why. Yeah. Kind of what we're explaining to you.
They were trying to figure out why definitely.
Too. Yeah.
Like, why do you want to leave?
Right. Well, here's the video. So
yes, this is why we left.
This is why.
And we are extremely happy that we did it.
Yeah.
There is no doubt at all. Like, this was the best decision that we have made in our entire marriage.
Yes, correct.
Like, hands down.
One of the best decisions I've made in my life.
In my life, too, I'm going to say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the best.
Besides marrying him.
Well, one of the top.
It was the best decision.
Yeah, it's there. Because it's about life preservation for us.
Yeah.
We still have almost 30 more years for working. That was never going to happen. That was never, even if we never wanted to leave the States, how we were going to maneuver in America, that was never going to happen. Our goal was to retire going into 40s, right? Between 40 and 45, max. At least for me, right? She was probably going to be done working earlier, because she didn't have to.
Me too. I was not doing
that. By 40 to 45, we were both going to be done working good anyway in America. So it was never our goal. It was never not goal. We were never going to just sit and just work till no. So being able to do this, and have the outlook to be like, man, we have 30 years to still deal with mortgages, deal with kids, with the stresses of being not just in America, an American citizen, but being black in America. That wasn't going to work out for another 5, 10, 15. That wasn't going to happen.
Nope.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So
I'm glad that we decided to do it now and not later.
It was a business decision.
Yeah.
It was a spiritual decision. It was a health decision, right? And it was an emotional decision. It just was.
It was all the above, definitely.
Yeah.
We hope that we encourage more of you to take that leap.
If you want to, if you're doing that. If that's what you're thinking about.
Yeah, if you love to work, because there are people who love to work. People who love to go into work and, they're fine with working until they're, 65? When you can get your SSI.
Right,
so, kudos to you. It just, it wasn't for us.
Yeah.
So, if it's not for you, that's awesome.
Yeah.
If it is for you, we hope that we encourage you to take that leap.
For sure. Because it's not that it's easy, but it's not hard.
Yeah.
If you just have a plan execution.
It wasn't hard at all.
Yeah, it's just steps, right? It could take a couple days or weeks if you have less dependence, less responsibility, less ties to America. Yeah, it could take a couple months.
And if you have a check to spend on that plane ticket.
Yeah, that plane ticket.
Literally, if you get that plane ticket, you going.
Go, yeah, make it happen. Make that your constraint time to go.
Yeah. So. We really appreciate y'all tuning in with us, watching us, subscribing. Please like and comment your thoughts.
For sure. No, just talk to us in those comments, man, you know.
Yeah.
Like to hear people out.
We are an open book. We do not mind giving our knowledge, of course.
Yeah, and our experiences.
Knowledge.
Yeah, and receiving knowledge too. Yeah. We don't know it all. So it's just about circulating information, and I think it's a good platform for us to do that on. So yeah. If you're motivated, buy us a coffee. We need the energy to keep moving and keep giving you guys this good content. Follow our Instagram page. Try to get that push. You know, so keep engaged with us, keep locked in, and you know, we'll see you guys in the next one. As always, peace.